Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday night watch chat live. Just you and me. And we're going to be talking about some watches today. Wow, what a weekend. Uh, had the Olympics going on, the market meltdown, right? Wake up Monday morning and the stock market tanks. And there's a lot of economic fear going on out there. And hey, I got to see Deadpool and Wolverine over the weekend, which was great. The kids were with the in-laws for the weekend, so me and Mrs. Legs got to go see a movie together, which was nice. And then the season ending of House of the Dragon. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but anyway, gotta wait another year and a half, right? Or whenever it is before that third season comes along. But lots of going on over the weekend and early this week, and I'm glad to be here now with you guys to talk about watches tonight. I got a little topic over here. Seems like I've done this topic a million times, or everybody's done this topic a million times, but it's always fun to talk, and then maybe I could be more consistent with the topics going forward. But before I say hello to you guys on the chat, I am wearing my Handheart ES4 17 39 millimeter, the recreation, if you will, of their 1954 model, famously worn by Steve McQueen. And let's see who's on the chat and see what you guys are wearing this evening. Ajay, certainly not Handheart. I guess you do not think it's one of the best sports watches under 5K, Ajay? Is that right? Esther saying, we all know how much Bobby shills for Horace. My bet is that Horace will be his two top picks. Oh no, oh no. I know, Esther, you jest. Kevin S. I smell another Black Bay 58 revive. If only. Hey Marceau, back from vacation wearing the freak. Very nice. His vote is best sports watch under 5K is the pre-owned 300M, black bezel, and the whiteout. Great watch. I'm trying to stick here with a new MSRP 5K and under. And look, before we get into it, I just have to preface this is just a subjective list. This is not obviously there's no objectivity here because everybody's got different opinions on what their watches or best sports watches under 5K. That's why I am happy to get a little pushback from the chat from my picks and here's some suggestions from you guys because I am not an authority on watches. I am just a casual fan and I like to share my thoughts with you guys and have a great times, great conversation. That's what I like to do. Hey, James is going. Hey, speaking of like watch experts, man, have you guys seen what's going on with Paul Thorpe? I mean, like he is totally not doing any kind of watch comment or commentary, but now he's like doing this like he's reporting the news and now with certainly some violent protesting going on in England regarding some wherever however they side on the immigrant issue, right? I mean, there's people who are fighting in the streets. I mean, I don't think as it's never as bad as it's reported. Probably, I mean, there's some isolated events, or maybe it is. I mean, I don't know. I'm not there, but anyway, he's gone like full like incendiary language kind of type stuff there, and I don't really follow him. I was casually perusing YouTube before a few hours ago, and I Oseen O'Malley had a stream, and he had Tim on, and they were talking about how the government's going over there are going after influencers, YouTube influencers who might be or social media influencers who are making you know matters worse, right? Inciting people, and yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy times, just because I mean, we all have freedom of speech, and I totally get that. But just because we have freedom of speech doesn't mean that everybody deserves a platform, in my opinion. You know, some, like, for example, there's a lot of like people with training and fitness channels on YouTube, and now they're starting to give out nutritional advice and medical advice, and they're not doctors, right? So it's a very slippery slope, right? You know, again, like, in regards to watches and whatnot, this is kind of harmless, right? So although I don't see myself as an authority, I like to talk and give opinions, and you guys can take it with a grain of salt or not, you know, or whatever. Anyway, that was kind of a tangent. Hey, Wilson is here. How you doing? Joey B. Hey now, what is up? What is up, man? I got all excited. I found a Don Mattingly Columbus Clippers card, and that ain't worth anything. That ain't worth anything, Joey. Um, North Flag tonight. Awesome. Hey, Caliber, good to see you. Hobby Bobby, what's going on? Those comments from Jay and Kevin were like 5 hours ago. So I don't know if they're going to be watching on the or if they're on the chat, but hopefully they are. Miss those guys. Mizone's here. I was wearing his budget Moser Pioneer Mad Swiss Red. This is the new use word, budget. Okay. Hey, Steve, how's it going? What's going on? Good to see you. Bill K saying the Longines Ultracron is tough to beat. 5 hours high speed movement certified with 2 second a day. Retails at 3,600 with 80 discounts available. Nice pick. Nice pick. I like that one. I like that one. What? Bobby's not an authority on watches? Like, I am not. I am not. Hey, PMF, what's going on? How you doing? Um, Chaz, what's up? Did I miss the vote? There's no votes. No voting on here. Um, anyway, hey, Justin R is strapped in. Good to see you, Justin. I'm no doctor, but I play one on TV. Yeah, right. What's up, all? What did I just stumble into? Kevin, good to see you, man. Uh, James says, even if you're not an authority, you are influential, Bobby. And I'm on the Oris train now. That's me pulling the choo choo horn on the F Oris train. Um, hang on to the Manning. There's been a lot of chatter about him getting into the Hall of Fame through the committees. But the problem is, I remember I got that card a long, long, long time ago in a trade when I was, you know, roughly a year or two after he got in the majors. I don't know how you verify that's a real card though, because I took it out just now and it kind of just looked like somebody just like printed it out. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't think I gave up much for that. Um, Chaz, I voted about 10 times last week. Okay. If Rob says to do it, I do it. Mattingly should only get into the hall if he grows the stash back. Yeah, yeah. Remember, he had a mullet too, and Steinbrenner made him cut the mullet. Remember that? So no polls tonight, and turned to see. No, we're not doing. Maybe I'll throw up a poll, Chaz. Maybe I'll throw up a poll. FYI, my Oris Aquas enjoyed 17 dives at Rotan last week and did great. Marceau, I'm good for you, man. I'm happy that you're into the Oris Aquas. I really, really am. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Um, Agreed. He is in Mustache Hall of Fame for sure. Kevin S. saying Rolf Studer is pressing the Swiss government to have Bobby banned from all social media platforms, and he should. He should. I should be banned, and Rolf should be pressing. Minor leagues cars were basically made from construction, right? I mean, that's what it totally felt like somebody printed the Mattingly cards like 12 on a piece of construction paper and use like a one of those like paper cutters just to like slice it, you know. But I mean, like maybe it's the real deal. Maybe it's the real deal. I don't know. I'm going through some of these baseball cards, and I know Joey B is in it, a big fan. And I think Kevin, I think your son was in sort of like some sort of like into like those kind of cards. Not the baseball, but like Pokemon or whatever. I found like a stack of like X-Men cards from 1990. I mean, I don't think they're worth anything. I think those were given to me by a buddy of mine. But I have some basketball and a lot of like according to Joey, and I think he's right because I've been looking like the late 80s, early 90s, the baseball cards. They just made so many of them. It's kind of hard. I mean, I got like a Griffey rated rookie. I got Randy Johnson. I got like Greg Maddox, and they're not worth they're not worth anything. You know what I mean? Um, but I mean, maybe because they're also Donruss. I don't know. Only Rolf I know lives on Sesame Street. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? How you doing? Thanks for joining this evening. Okay. So let's jump right into the topic of tonight, and we are talking best sports watches under 5K. Look, again, subjective. I am not saying that these picks are are the right ones, right? I mean, they might be the right ones for me, but maybe not the right ones for you at this time. And so this is always a fluid list, right? A lot of this list is like what I'm into now recently, so you'll probably get that kind of vibe. I try to throw in some surprises there, but probably not so many, maybe like one or two. But it's mostly kind of the pieces that I've either had or had thought about, purchasing in the past or really have been fond of. Hey, Rob from Mountain Standard Time is here. Hey guys, I say Tudor Pelagos is one of the best sports watches on the 5A. I tried not to pick some of the obvious ones, even though there are a lot of obvious ones on this list, right? I mean, I just couldn't help it. But there's going to be no Tudor on the list. No Omega. I mean, like I mean, is there any really halfway decent sports Omega that's under five? I mean, not. I'm talking MSRP, not pre-owned. I know pre-owned, we can get these for under five. Some of those 300Ms and 300s. Pelagos 5025 now does it? Now does it still count? No Chuda. Yeah, no Chuda. Oh, not so obvious choices. But the problem is that they're obvious. They're going to be obvious choices. All right. Let's let's jump first. And I'm gonna. I have the two watches here on the the thumbnail, and they're predictably, I'm gonna select German watches, and the first one here is the first one here is the Hanhart 417, the ES, not the one I have. I have the ES 1954, but this is the reverse Panda with the flyback and column wheel chronograph, which is for 2780. That's a whole lot of watch, I think, especially, you got some really good proportions here. Of course, love the bun strap, right? Love the bun strap. And the reverse Panda, which is I'm becoming more of a fan of than regular Panda layouts, right? Again, the caliber AMT 5100 5M with the flyback and column wheel, which is great features to have on a chrono for under 3,000. Now, maybe there are other brands that do it, but do they have like the history, right? Do they have the history that Hanhart has, and so I just think this is a great watch for anybody who's interested in getting a chrono, a really high quality, well built chrono for under 5,000, for under $3,000, right? And you don't have to wear it on the bun strap. Not enough bun overhang. Watch by Central for this one. Baby bun, hand hard on the proper bun. Nice. That bun is way undersized. Need to upsize that one. Under 3K for a manufacturer column wheel flyby chronograph is exactly, James, and that's why I had to put this on the list. This has to be the best chrono under $20,790. For sure. Hey, KR Joy, good to see you. I don't know if I just said hello to you or not, but how you doing? How you doing? Anyway, so I don't think you can go wrong here with this piece under 5K. Okay, let's move forward. Going to the Nomos Club Sport Neomatic. Just a great overall sports piece. That's not a chrono. It's not a diver. I mean, in the sense that you don't have a diving bezel here, but you get 300 meters of water resistance. That's a whole lot of water resistance, right? And then you have the in-house DUW 6101 automatic. You're not going to see too many watches under 5K claiming to have an in-house movement. This watch, about 90-95% of this watch is built in Germany, so it is truly made in Germany, and it's just a handsome, handsome piece. Sporty, dressy. It's got all of it. It's beach to boardroom. This is like the ultimate in the almost collection for beach to ball boardroom watch. A little bit bigger for some risks, but you can get this in a 37. It won't have the date functionality. It's a smaller watch, but you can get this similar feel for 37 millimeters and just for around $3,200. So you have that option as well. Um, Good deals on these post graduation season. Yeah, my 2009 Diamond timer was 3,500 Great British pounds. That must be under 5K. Yes, yeah, yeah, it is, it is. But it's 2009, right? And it was. I don't know if you bought it back then or you bought it just recently. We're going for new MSRP under 5K. Of course, there are a lot of watches that are great watches in the 5 to 10 range that you can get pre-owned for under five, right? And that this is a tough list anyway coming up with these watches new under five. If you throw into that mix, it's a whole lot, and for sure deserving of another video. Um, James, I would agree about this Nomos if it didn't show it right after the hand heart. Okay. Okay, so I should have let in with the Nomos. Okay, next time. This is the one of the few Nomoses I like. Love this Nomos. Love these in the women's face makeup door colorways. Okay. That Nomos is way underrated for sure. The new green petrol color looks great. Okay, you bought it in 2018. Okay. Um, no, thank you. No, thank you for Justin on this one. Steve likes the Nomos. Okay. Okay, now so moving on, we got the predictable watches out of the way, right? You guys knew I was going to go German, and I gave it away at the thumbnail. So let's move on to some of the GMTs. I picked three GMTs, and maybe none of these will be a surprise here, and I'm definitely going to feel like I'm going to get a lot of pushback. But there's a lot of them, so I had to pick some, right? And so a couple of these watches I've owned and enjoyed. That Seiko SPB 381 for $1,500. Man, it's such a great looking watch, and some of the guys on the chat have also owned this watch. I think Joey B's owned it. I've owned it a couple times. That green dial is just very, very. It's just awesome. It's just an awesome green dial watch with the green bezel insert. It's a little bit on the thicker side, so it's going to be thicker than the Baby MM200, but it's not going to be as thick as the Marine Master 300. It falls in between there, and it's just a great looking piece. Dive watch capabilities with the water resistance. You have the functionality of not a true GMT, but a GMT movement, and then you have date functionality as well. And it just looks really great. And it's a whole lot of watch, I think, for the $1,500 mark. Moving quite along, if you want something a little bit smaller, Longines Spirit Zulu time at 3150. Just another great looking piece. This is at a 31. I believe they also come in a 42, and there's discounts to be had on these new pieces for sure if you go to a Longines AD. But just a great looking classic piece. Longines have been doing it with this vintage style releases from deep down in the playbook of their catalog. And I always threaten that I'm going to get a Longines one of these days. I'm probably never going to get one, but I admire this watch, and I really think it's a really, really good watch. And then finally, a little bit of a bigger piece. And yeah, I mean, it's stealing some design language here from You got some Pepsi, GMT, Rolex. You got integrated bracelet style look from an AP, Royal Oak. It's a mishmash, but this is actually a really really good watch for the price, and you can definitely get these um, with a discount under $1,000. That's how I got mine. And just a good watch. The Citizen Series 880. I'm a big fan of the Series 8. There's other Series 8. I don't have them on the list here, but they could have made it in the sports watch category as well. But I figure just give you guys some affordable options, way lower than the $5,000 for the GMT. Let's jump into the chat and see what you guys are talking about. Zulu, Justin, very happy to see that. Zulu is cool. Best looking one there is the Longines. Agreed. Agreed. The Longines Spirit Zulu is a great pick for under 5K. Right, James? The Grand Seiko SBGN 027 and 029, 9F course GMT. Great. That's absolutely right, Kevin. Those are some great watches there for sure. New title for tonight's episode: Best watches under 5K that Bobby Legs has owned. most of these most of these I've owned, right? I would say out of the five that I showed you, three of them I've owned. Okay. Yeah, but you know what? At least I'm speaking from experience, right, Chaz? Um, it's amazing how Bobby has owned every sports watch. Rob, let's face it, you're a jorts guy. No, no, no. Wait, Ben, I am itching for a Zulu time, looking for a good price. Hey, it would be my first Swiss luxury watch. Is that right? Wait, man. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize you haven't owned a Swiss watch before. Um, no Zen. I try to stay away from Zen, although I can't make any promises that I stayed away from the Zen on this list. But I did my best to try to stay away from Zen. I feel like their price points are getting a little bit higher for they're still great watches, but they're having another price increase actually on September 1st. So that's going to be it's going to be whatever. Maybe they deserve to be higher price. I don't know. I love the fact that they were used to be very very affordable pieces, and you got a whole lot of watch. Pretty much the whole GS Sport collection leaves me cold. Ooh, yikes, yikes. Okay. Moving on, we're gonna go for more of a dive watch, and look, there's so many dive watches. There's so many dive watches and under 5K that are great. And I picked the Doxa Sub 300, and everybody, 9 out of 10 people who are coming up with a list would have probably picked this. But it is a great, it is a classic, right? You got a cost certified movement here. Um, just a great legendary piece. I feel like a whole lot of watch for 2550. And that orange, no, very few brands do orange quite like Doxa, right? And I know it's a very very popular piece amongst collectors. And yes, Bobby, yeah, the CW6 C60 Trident Pro. I threw in a watch here that was under the $1,000 price point. Christopher Ward micro brand, maybe just a little bit bigger than the micro brand. I know a lot of people who love this watch, and I think you still get a whole lot of watches. C60 is among mediocre homage watches for sure. But for 910, I still think that's a whole lot of watches you're getting over here. Christopher Ward does do some quality pieces. I have the CWC 60 Sapphire, and it's my only diver, says Wayvan. And finally on this list, we look at this was the SAR Mission Timer Titan. I've seen this watch in person. I got to see it last year with 911 Dan at Watch Time Wind Up or whatever, one of those. It was Wind Up. It was a Wind Up. Was it Wind Up? Was it Wind Up? It's Watch Time and Wind Up, right? um and I was blown away. I was blown away by this piece. It's a titanium 500 meter diver. Just a really, really cool dive watch. Very tool like as well. German made. It's just a great piece. Um, let's catch up with the chat here. Best sports watch under 45, 40 watch 4100 under 5K. CW6 C60 takes the prize. Um, uh, about Aquastar Deep Star. Zin U50. I'd say U1, but it's not keen on the bezel. Yeah, I mean the U50 is a great piece. I've owned it. It's one of my favorite divers under 5K. But I don't know. I didn't include it on the list. I was just again I was trying to stay as much as I can away from Zin on this one. The Doxa 4000T is a sapphire bezel, is a beastly dive watch. It's under 5K, but it's 47 millimeters and 16 millimeters tall. Yeah, very big watch. Um, those were some not so obvious choices. Bobby saying even then, I think the Certina DSP H200 wins. Um, Ron Dobbins, what's up? I just got a rose. Congratulations, Ron Dobbins. U50 needs to make it on the list. Um, Wise 88 wins, says Jeffrey O'Neill. But the U50 is a great watch. It's a great watch. It'll make this list the next time I make a 5K and under sports watch. Okay, let's move on to the last slide here. And I just did a couple more um, chronographs here. And I really like this Longines, the Big Eye for $3,000. Just a great looking, classically looking chronograph watch. Again, Longines, they make great vintage style pieces, right? And very tastefully done and appeals to a wide audience for sure. And the Zim 103, this is a new release. It's limited. Our friend Dib has gotten one of these and he is smitten by it. Manual movement watch, so it's going to be a little bit thinner than your typical 103s who have the automatic, and it's just a classic. It just looks great. It's a recreation of an older Zen, and I just love the way it looks. Um, J Thor, I just picked up the 103. This one, and congratulations, man! Congratulations. And Aquastar Deep Star needs to be on the list for diver. Again, I can't put every watch in here, but I appreciate the suggestions. The 103 looks great on the cut to size deluxe. Um, KR Joey says that's what I said. Um, Mike Naismith joining the chat soon. It's great. So um, congrats, Ron, on your Rolex again. Um, well, yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what I got for it. You know, hey, again, subjective. You know, this is what I'm feeling now these days, and these are the watches that are grabbing my attention. I mean, there were a couple of young hands that I could have thrown on the list, but I know that would have been totally a turnoff to most people on the chat because young hands usually is not too many people, even me for the longest time, just didn't get it with young hands. But there's a couple of pieces, a couple of chronos that I'm a really big fan of. Of course, the Zin U50 didn't make the list. I was gonna put it. I didn't. I just wanted to stay as much away from Zin as possible on this list because I felt that was just too predictable, right? But I still snuck one in there with that 103 manual movement, that limited edition watch. Maison saying you should have a viewer's choice stream and go browse them as people suggest them. Yeah. The problem with that, Maison, is that when I switch over to the web browser and do a search, like I can't see what's going on in the chat and whatnot. So I really need like someone else to be on the stream with me, that has the admin rights to, read out the comments and select the comments as they come, and so I can just type in as I go. And it's just an extra layer of going back and forth of what I have to do that I feel will make the stream sloppier than it already is. Um, you may have a career in the department store management in San Antonio someday. Okay, Kevin S. And Ron, he lives in San Diego. All right, Ron Burgundy. Next week, the top 30 under 5K that are better than this week's selection. Ouch. Ouch. Mm, wow. All right. All right, man. You know, that's fine. Try to do something nice for you guys this evening. Talk about watches under 5K. I knew I prefaced this that this is a subjective list, and I welcome pushback and suggestions. I did say that. If you only had an intern, he needs an intern. Rob may need to duck out to make his qualifying heat at 20 euros tonight. Hey, the Olympics have been exciting, man. Yeah, the track and field stuff has been great. Of course, Simone Biles has been awesome. Watching her. Um, Caught some archery. Saw some archery the other day. A Korean guy won, beat an American. Um, what else? What else? Yeah, I think that's all. I mean, I watched a little bit of the basketball, um, and um, and yeah, it's been a good Olympics. It's been fun. That's the intern's job. Yeah, one for the panel. One for panel. Hey, Dib, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you, brother. And Dib woke up from his nap. Very, very much so. Very much so. Um, well, folks, I just wanted to say thank you very much. Just going to call it a little bit early this evening, but I appreciate you guys showing up tonight and giving me some flack on the chat. I really like that. I like the banter going back and forth. I really, really do. And hey, Sunday, I think we're finally back at Watch Soup. Now that House of the Dragon's over. Yeah. Yeah, House of the Dragon's over. So and Clayton is feeling much better now. He's getting better every day. We will be more consistent with that. Um, Dipster would recommend an NG. And the best watch is the Baltic Escape. Okay, yeah, sure. A lot of Omegas in the looks very, very true. Uh, Ms. Nelson, I saw Kermit Sermon in the wild yesterday. It looks nice. Didn't get a close look. Um, hey, thanks, KRJ. Kevin, good chatting tonight, fellas. Hope everyone's doing. Yeah, good to see you, Kevin. Yeah, he definitely didn't bring the energy back. That's what we like to see. Anyway, guys, have a good evening. Thanks for joining in. See you next Tuesday on the stream again, but see you Sunday night. I promise we're going to be more consistent with that now that our schedules are more lined up with Clayton and I. And have a great night. Have a great week. Take care.